In this brief video, we're going to show you some sample views of the scorecards that really just come right out of the product by default. So you might refer to these as standard views. You'll notice over here on the left-hand side we have our bookmarks, and I've created folders because I have a variety of different demos that I use on this system. We're going to take a look at what's inside the city government folder. You'll notice that there's no plus sign next to it. I don't have any bookmarked or favorite views as of yet. I'm going to navigate down here to the scorecard section of the product, and when I do that it'll show me the city government information. I'm also going to navigate over to June because that's the last period for which we have any information, any data. And so you'll see the colors there for the month of June. Some of the standard views pop up down here under this sub-navigation under scorecard. So what I want to look at first is this navigation view. So we'll select that one. And what you're going to notice is it basically just gives us a visual representation of the tree structure on the left. So for example, if I click on one of these perspectives underneath the city scorecard, you'll notice that the highlighted area jumps to where I click. So if I click on financial, it's going to jump down here. So let me click on the green financial button, and you'll notice that the highlighted area now is financial, and there's the two financial perspectives underneath that. If I click on improve land and asset management, the yellow perspective, you'll notice again the highlight jumps down here to improve land and asset management, and there are the underlying metrics. I can drill all the way down to the bottom of the metrics and see how things are looking there. I'm going to go back to the top, and I'll show you another way that we can navigate through the scorecard, and it's using what we call the executive view. The executive view looks a lot like a spreadsheet with expandable and collapsible rows. So I can drill through to see how those things are doing and see it in that very similar to this over here, but my rows are obviously highlighted in colors. In addition to that, I have a few other columns out here. I have my trend indicators, I have my indicators of any notes or comments, and these, the little bubble text there is empty. If they had a comment, it'd have a little A in it. Let you see that. But those trend indicators also are interesting. You'll notice that sometimes we have up arrows, down arrows, and sideways arrows, and they're different colors. The trend indicators tell us which direction it's trending, but it also tells us what color the prior period was. So for example, we've got a green arrow here that's trending down, but it's green because for this metric in the prior period, the performance was green. A red arrow trending up because it's a positive trend, but it was still red last period. And then these yellow arrows going sideways means that it's really lateral movement, and there really hasn't been any change in performance. But that's a brief indication of what those mean. Another way that we can navigate through the scorecard is through what we call the analysis view. And you get a variety of options here. I like the underlying speedometers. So this will show us all of the perspectives in a speedometer format. If I click on financials, again, you'll notice it jumps down to the financials, and then from there I can click on improve land and asset management. And if I click on one of the metrics, I haven't actually drilled all the way through the metrics on the others, but if I click on one of the metrics for that, you'll notice that we get down to, at the very bottom, a trend graph of the performance. We get the speedometer graph, and then down below here we see we can adjust the graph by sliding the little bars here, and it'll give us maybe fewer periods, so we see a more recent graph instead of some of that history where we didn't have data. We can also see down here any related items for this metric. If there's any policy documents, Word documents, PDF files, or if there were any initiatives, or maybe even a hyperlink from this metric out to some other website, we would be able to see that. And if we had the appropriate permissions, we could add a comment, add a note to this, or we could come in and update the metric. So once we get down to the bottom of the tree structure, we obviously are at the detail of the metric itself. So that's a quick example of some of the standard navigational views that come with the product. Once again, keeping with our mantra, it really is strategy made simple. Thanks for watching.